Alert, alert, idiot detected.
That shit was more staged than a Tyler Perry production of Medea Runs for President. I lived in Harlem long enough to know that gunshots do not sound like making popcorn on the stove. Pop, pop, pop. Where'd the blood come from? So in theater, in movies, they have what's called blood pellets. They even, people use them in Halloween. It's basically a pellet of fake blood that's in your mouth, and when you crush it, the blood comes out. To be frank, Small Hands Trump would not respond by raising his fist in the air triumphantly were an actual attempt made on his life. This was, I believe, done to try to show his strength counter to Biden's fragility. Ba-dum-bum.
What's going on, guys? We got to talk about this Trump assassination attempt, okay? So lots of stories going around about this, lots of detail. I'm going to cover some of that. I know you guys have probably seen some of the details. I'm going to also include some of them here, but no worries. I won't be retreading too much, but I think the details should be clear in this video. I'm primarily talking about the liberals out here making light of the situation. So you got Donald Trump, okay, former president and likely future president of the United States, nearly assassinated. Not a miss, but a hit. He literally took off part of this man's ear and his skin near the ear. And you got people saying it's fake, literally making light of it, saying that they shouldn't have missed. Like, this is totally ridiculous. This idiot from the intro of this video, and apologies for those who saw this, and there's more, and I know it's hard to watch. Only by the grace of God is this man even alive right now. But there's a lot of people who are like this. Immediately when I saw this, I knew people were gonna, one, deny it, two, say that it's not the leftist fault, but it's Donald Trump's fault, because everything's Donald Trump's fault. You stub your freaking toe, it's Donald Trump's fault, okay? Like, you commit a crime and go to jail, it must be Trump's fault. Like, you fail your class, so it's Trump's fault. Everything you could think of is Donald Trump's fault. If it rains outside and storms really hard today and the power goes out, it's gonna be Donald Trump's fault that it rained, okay? These people are nuts. I got another quick clip here of people pretending as though the Secret Service put ketchup on Trump when he went down to the ground.
Hold on, let me say something. Ooh. Where you get that from? Hey, shit, this is from my birthday. Oh, we gotta celebrate this. You got that ketchup for birthday? Yeah, put your fist up.
Now, I want to point out here that irrespective of how idiotic and stupid some of these people are, I want to point out here that Donald Trump literally was shot. You could clearly see the bleeding in the video. And there was another man who was killed and two injured.
A man dedicated to his family, community, and church. His family members now posting tributes online.
Corey was a girl dad. Corey was a firefighter. Corey went to church every Sunday. That Corey died a hero. That Corey dove on his family to protect them last night at this rally. Corey was the very best of us.
In addition, you also have other eyewitnesses who've seen the entire thing play out.
And watch and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking, I'm estimating here, I have no idea, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle, absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely, at least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service.
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, I mean, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
They took this web of things and they put it all together, and poof! You got this whole narrative of the hero, Donald Trump, who literally took a bullet for America falsely in some sort of staged event just so he could win the election. Do you guys really think, it's like, do these idiots really listen to themselves? Have you not seen what's been happening in America, where you got people trying to remove, like they tried to impeach Donald Trump twice and failed. They tried to remove him from the ballot, failed. They tried to get him locked up, fail, 4 different indictments, countless charges, failures. You know what? They're like, well, I know one thing that won't fail. If we take him out. And you failed at that too. Y'all know security is going to be beefed up after this, or at the very minimum, absolutely should be beefed up after this. I want to show you guys moments right before and during when the shooting happened, just to show you an idea, since this dum-dum near the beginning of the video said it sounded like there was a little pea shooter or something fake. But when you're up close, like, I guess this person doesn't understand distance and depth, because if you're close to a gun, it's going to sound loud. If you're further away, it doesn't sound so loud. And there's also different types of weapons, different amounts of sound and recoil. Like, this person just sounds like a dum-dum, but I'm going to let you see for yourself.
And you know, that's a little bit of
He's going down!
Stay under here.
He's going down! Run! Get over here!
So I got a lot of questions about this whole situation with the Secret Service. I may make another video about that, but I feel like a head definitely has to roll. In a situation like this, when you have such a massive security failure, you cannot just have the same people doing the same thing, because I know how people like this operate. They will do little micro improvements to make the appearance that they made some changes and that they were serious about it, and they'll talk a big game, but they really aren't going to do anything different at the end of the day. That's just normally how life works, especially when you get people who've been doing things for a long time, are politically involved. These people are fake as hell, including even the Secret Service people.
She would know. The 28-year veteran was on the team that evacuated Vice President Dick Cheney on 9/11, and she served on then Vice President Biden's protective detail. He named her director in mid-2022. Amid a swirl of controversy over the agency deleting nearly all of its text messages from January 6th. The agency says that was due to a data migration.
System migrations happen, but I think for a lot of Americans, it just doesn't pass the smell test, given the timing and the volume of messages deleted.
Well, it's unfortunate that that would be the assumption that people would make. Our integrity is everything, and there was nothing nefarious attached to that.
So if some of the earlier clips weren't bad enough, I also have a clip of this congressional aide basically saying that the shooter needs to get better aim and should not have missed, making light of the situation. Like, they claim they were joking, but this is a terrible joke, especially considering the position that you're in. Take a look.
Says that one of his staffers is out of a job after a social media post about the assassination attempt. Congressional correspondent Aisha Hasni reporting live here in Milwaukee. Hi, Aisha.
Hi, Martha. You know, this really caught fire on social media last night, and we've been working our sources and working with the congressman's office to try to get a statement confirmation, and we finally have, just within the last hour here, the response coming in, confirmation that this indeed did happen. Here's the statement. Let's put it up on the screen for you. The congressman writes himself, "I was made aware of a post made by a staff member, and she is no longer in my employment." Very short here, but acknowledging that something did go awry. This is the post, Martha, that he's referring to that just blew up on social media last night. Appears to be written by a staffer named Jacqueline Marsaw on Facebook, and she writes this: "I don't condone violence, but please get you some shooting lessons so you don't miss next time. Oops, that wasn't me talking." Obviously, that was stunning to everyone who read that, including the Mississippi GOP. They immediately blasted Thompson. They called on him to fire that staffer immediately. Thompson has offered his thoughts and prayers for former President Trump shortly after the assassination attempt. But some, Martha, are criticizing the former January 6th chairman for one, being the January 6th chairman who was accusing the former president of inciting violence. And then you have this happen within his office. And then also, Martha, introducing a bill back in April that would have canceled Secret Service protection for anyone who's been convicted of a federal or state felony that carries a minimum of a 1-year prison term. Critics were saying, Martha, that that was clearly targeted at the former president. So
guys, these people are incredibly sick. It is outrageous that you have a situation like this occur and then you want to just make jokes about it. Like, I understand, you know, you're having conversation with people in real life, but like some of these posts, especially implying that it's fake, like, okay, jokes, cool, whatever, it's life, it happens. But making posts implying that it's fake and it's staged and all of this stuff, I don't really find that funny at all. It reminds me of the Alex Jones. Like, this guy literally got fined billions of dollars with a B for Sandy Hook denial. Now, obviously, these people don't have the platform that Alex Jones has, but I do feel like in situations like this, there should be some level of culpability for denying things that have literally is on camera. They're trying to act like this was like pre-recorded or something. You actually have time to have it set up. But no, this was on camera. There's tons and tons of witnesses present. I saw it when it happened on the TV. You shouldn't be making any type of accusations of it being phony or false. What happened to that word that the left likes to use for conservatives? Conspiracy theory? I don't even like that word because, like the definition of women and the definition of a vaccine, the left has perverted what it means to be a conspiracy theory, essentially calling anything that the fake news doesn't agree with a conspiracy theory. But in this case, it sounds awfully conspiratorial to me to imply that this was a staged event, and is totally baseless considering you literally have tons of evidence proving that it's not a staged event. Case in point, a dead man. If you don't believe that it happened with everything that's presented, I really feel like there's no possible other way that you can be convinced. You got video, audio, witnesses, a dead man, injured. You got 3 people injured if you include Trump. There's no further way to convince you if you still believe that is not real. But I gotta bear in mind that these are the same people who think that Joe Biden actually still stands a chance in this election. You guys think you stand a chance when you got a guy who's defied all of these odds and even took a bullet for America? Good freaking luck. But let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
Now, y'all call us conspiracy theorists all the time. And y'all gonna sit up here and say this was staged?